Minecraft's exploration sucks. It's an open world game with infinite amount of worlds where each world is infinite and completely random itself, and you can do whatever you want. There are a lot of biomes that you can explore, but that doesn't mean the exploration is good, so how can something like this be bad? Here's why. Number one, you don't actually have to move in this game. Now what I mean is that when you hop on a new Minecraft world, you can build your house right where you started, and the place doesn't matter because you can customize it yourself, and there's no point in exploring the game and all those biomes when there is no reward and things get boring really fast. And if you want any kind of resources like iron, diamonds and other things, you can always find some in your nearby chunks, and you can do a lot of the progress of the game right at the beginning. Number two, some structures are pretty useless. For example, imagine you find a village. After that, you don't need to find another one because you can get all the things that you want from those villagers, and there's nothing special in their chests, and a lot of the structures in the game don't matter, like pillager outposts which you don't even need. They don't have loots and there's nothing special about them. Or some better examples like jungle temples and beach huts that are really hard to find, and finding them is completely pointless without any reward. Number three, there is no replayability in the game's progression system and exploration, which I think makes the game boring after progressing through the needed things. But in 1.20 update, they added armor patterns which almost fixes the problem, but not completely because they are only for cosmetics. Number 4. After some time, there is no point in exploring the game. Imagine you've got the netherite armor and the elytra, and there's nothing else you are going to need. So no explorations again. So how can we fix it? I thought about some ideas and I saw that we need some kind of artifacts and special items that can't be crafted and are super hard to find, but they are really powerful and balanced, so they are worth the exploration, and they have a huge impact on PvP, building, traveling and other stuffs, and the player has to travel a long distance and search a lot of different biomes to finally find the item and get the reward of all that exploration. So I made a mod that's going to get the job done, and I call it the Artifacts mod. In this mod, I added 2 new special blocks and an item, and each one of them has a powerful ability. These items are super hard to find and get, so the player has to explore a lot for them with a lot of precision so they don't miss one. But the reward is worth it and gives the player a huge advantage over different things, and that gives the player a sense of progress. The first artifact is the Electro Block. This is an artifact found underground, and player has to mine a lot to find it because you have to find the item in the middle of the rocks, and that makes searching for it 10 times harder. This block gives you a speed 2 as long as it's in your inventory, and it can be used in building for super high jumps or creating lightnings whenever you want. It can turn on redstone itself and is highly reactive to its surroundings, and when I say this I actually mean it because sometimes things can get out of hand really fast. The second block is the Golden Cage. I know the name is too simple, but the mod has to have a lore so I can put cool names on things. The player can find this item in any type of deep ocean, and when it's in the player's main hand or offhand, it gives the player a strength 2 forever, which is too much power in PvP, but with some sight blindness we can fix that. And you can't hold shield while using this item, so it's pretty aggressive and fast in fights, So I recommend using it in surprise attacks and you will crush your opponents. And I have to say, I have a lot of cool ideas for this item, so tell me if you like it. And at last we have the Bolt Trident, which you can find in various chests in almost all the structures, but it's pretty rare. The item doesn't give you any passive advantage like other ones until you use it. When the player uses the item, it gives the player a speed 200 for only 5 seconds. So the player can escape a fight pretty fast, but it has a 3-minute cooldown and can't be used for traveling because I thought that might be too much power. Problem solved. Tell me what should I make next.